Let's check it's all up and running. Just see. Yeah. It's up. Yeah, you're in 14 viewers already, so they're all piling in. 21 Aaron. It's all going on.
Yeah, well, hello to all our viewers today. We will get underway very shortly. We'll just wait for some more people to come in and for the link to be shared. But a lot of people are waiting to see which league they will be allocated in.
Yep, obviously, you know, it's been a long week or so of evaluation races, but tonight is finally the night where we'll be announcing driver placements from FP all the way up to the F1 League. So already 32 people watching, which is great to see, with some big names such as Fran, Lambo, Blizzard, QPR Beast and Ugi Azim and Iran. There's a lot of support for you. Obviously, you know, you're currently on a sabbatical, but you know, the likes of Fran and Lambo especially seem to be very excited that you seem to be back in some form.
Yeah, well, when you get sabbaticalized by the powers that be, you know, you don't have much choice, but I'm back for tonight. And as you said, Big C, tonight is the night where two become one, as the Spice Girls would say.
Yeah, so yeah, it's good that Aaron's back, and on screen it is our calendar. We didn't know what else to put on the screen, so yeah, we'll just wait a minute or two. But as we said, it's going to be about a 30 to 45 minute stream, starting off with FP, just going through the placements, and obviously we'll be talking to a few drivers for their reaction. Also, we'll be getting Aaron's insight and opinions to who he thinks is going to come out on top in the various leagues. But obviously, while you're here, make sure you subscribe as well, because all the races will be live on the PSGL channel in season 23, Aaron.
Yeah, and also remember to follow the PSGL account on the Twitter page. We're pushing for 1k subscribers, so make sure you hit that follow button.
Yes, so Aaron, I believe we're going to have a couple of interviews with QPR Beast and Cherry 2 Pie. So can you just make sure they've got invites to the party before we kick off the interviews, and we'll be going into the placements very promptly shortly after. So yeah, thanks for everyone for the strong support already. 60 people watching, which is pretty insane. Obviously, everyone's here for the driver placements. Over 150 sign-ups. Obviously, less drivers being placed due to various reasons. Aaron and I believe Cherry 2 Pie has joined us.
Yeah, and great to have you here, Cherry 2 Pie. For people on the stream who don't know who Cherry 2 Pie is, he is one of the drivers who has signed up to the PSGL leagues and formerly raced in F1 and F2 and recently won the FP Challenge Cup. And Cherry, or Cam as you're known as, where are you hoping to be placed tonight?
Oh, Aaron, that's a difficult question. You know, it's fine margins between all the splits. I could be in F8 to F1. We'll just have to see where AMS and Big C have allocated people.
Yeah, and Cam, obviously, you know, you had a bit of a difficult time in PSGL during season 21, scoring only 2 points, and season 22, where you really struggled. But it seems like in recent months you've really improved as a driver in other leagues, also winning the FP Challenge Cup. Now, like, do you feel you're a different driver now? Do you feel you're ready to finally, you know, establish yourself as, you know, as one of the PSGL's top drivers?
Yeah, as you briefly touched on there, my first season in PSGL F1 going pretty poorly, but since then a bit of mental health issues getting around the place and really working on my mind just helped me on and off the track, getting the results that I need.
Yeah, and obviously you're really good friends with CC Brain. CC Brain knows been in PSGL for a long time. I know you're really hopeful of him getting into the F1 League, and obviously, you know, you want to be teammates with him, according to some of the paddock rumours.
Rumours. Where are these rumours, Big C?
Well, I've got sources. You know, you just hear things from people. People like to gossip in PSGL camp.
A good journalist.
Exactly. And yeah, Aaron, we've also got QPRB, the retired QPRB, infamously finished 4th in a 3-horse race back in season 18, but the man did score 2 victories and several podium finishes, obviously winning the season 18 Constructors F1 title alongside myself. Louis, you know, how is retired life? Are you enjoying it, or are you regretting, you know, the limelight, which is PSGL?
No, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying being out the pressure cooker that is F1 and F2 under your iron fist, Big C. So it's been a good retirement thus far.
Aaron?
Well, you know, QPR Beast, I know you very well. You know, you've been around the block a fair bit in PSGL. You know, you've decided to call it a day, but you know, what does it mean for PSGL to have such a big occasion like tonight? The driver allocations, where we've got 81 viewers on stream, you know, people who race in these leagues who want to know which tier they're going to be allocated to. You know, how does it make you feel emotionally?
It makes me feel really, you know, it makes me get on the verge of tears, Aaron. You know, I've seen this place come from where it was back when I joined on F1 2015, where, you know, the allocations were done based on how friendly you were with Big C to
What?
a professional site now. It's amazing. I'm really on the verge of tears. Like.
Yeah, well, as long as you've got friends in the right places, you can end up in whatever tier you want. But no, back to reality, Big C. Are we done with interviewing?
Yeah, I think, you know, time is pushing on. We've already used up 7 minutes. So thanks to Louis and thanks to Cam, and we hope that you enjoy the show and enjoy retired life, Louis. But of course, the door is always open for top talent such as yourself.
Thank you. Enjoy the allocations.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers. So there we have it. Well, Louis certainly an established name, and Cam looking to become established here. And obviously, I think everyone is here for the tier announcements, and I think it's time we start with the first league, which is Formula Performance, Aaron.
Yeah, so Formula Performance, you know, it's a brilliant league to be a part of. Performance cars just brings, you know, drivers, you know, who are fast and slow together in such a tight field, and that's what it's all about. It's about tight racing, and that's the beauty of the FP League, administrated by AMS, who's of course one of the league directors for PSGL, and he'll be alongside Ugi Azim, the man from Pakistan, the Rawalpindi Express, Big C. So that's the first 2 lineups for FP.
Yeah, so continuing obviously on with FP, and the third driver in FP is Joel Liano, man who missed a Tuesday night, always up for a fight. You know, when you think about FP, you think about Joel. So yeah, Joel will be in FP alongside Tom AJ. Tom finished 2nd in FP last season. Flying Throne is also in FP alongside Juho Finn. The Croydon Clown also joins FP alongside Mr. FP himself, Dano. Dano's been in FP for so many years. You know, when you think of FP, you think of drivers like Dano. Also Ash Best. Yeah, go on.
Just, you know, for those who don't know who the Croydon Clown is, that's Cliffy7765. So Cliffy7765 has now become a permanent fixture in the FP League. But do continue, Big C.
Yeah, so where were we? Yeah, Dano. Then we've got Ash Best returning to FP. He took a few races off last season, but Ash Best is back with F2 champion Jay Shatex. Warren Haig also remains in FP with Dre Bay. F7 champion Blue John 24 is also on the grid with Lordy MK. After his brief appearance at the end of last season in Japan, where he was disqualified. So yeah, Lordy is an FP with S Boomer 22, CC Brain, Jack Tyler 46, ERC Bliss, Viking Stephen, and the Sutty DCFC 94, Aaron.
Yeah, and so that is the full grid for FP. It will hopefully go live on the PSGL Twitter should Adam Guppy be on the case. But Big C, time to announce the reserves in FP very quickly. One of the first reserves is JP Greenwood. AMS demoting him rather, to the reserves on the FP grid. Big C, that's a big statement.
Yeah, obviously, you know, AMS does have his reasoning for doing so, but we've got to respect the decisions made. But yeah, JP is one of many reserves alongside F1 Sophie, S23, Jamie 2905, Jururu, Lee Finley, and Bugatti.
Yeah, unbelievable there, Big C. So that is the full FP grid, and it will be going live on the PlayStationGL Twitter page, so make sure you follow. We've got an FP driver in the party. I'm not sure if they're here at the moment. Known as Lordy Boy. Lordy, pleasure to have you. Can you just describe the emotions for yourself being announced on the FP grid?
Oh, I'm just so ecstatic. I even ran downstairs to tell my father it was that, important to myself. But it's not just about that, it's about the main leagues as well for me, and with lists of people flooding in. It's always a pleasure to be on the circuit with greats like CC Brain, and unfortunately actually JP Greenwood is a reserve. So
yeah, sorry, I've just got some breaking news, guys. I've got some breaking news. Be quiet, please. JP Greenwood has announced he's left already. He's not going to be a reserve. Can we get some immediate reaction, please, Aaron? He's not going to be a reserve.
So just ignore the laughter in the background, guys. If you're not happy with your allocation, you can't have it your own way, unfortunately. Some of these drivers want life handed to them on a plate. It just doesn't work like that. You've got to respect the decision that's been made. If you don't like it, tough. He's left, and he shouldn't get a priority as a reserve driver. They should focus on all the other 7 drivers on the reserve list that want to be a part of that division.
Yeah, and just another note on FP. Basically, the performance patch will be coming in the next week or two, and ultimately, if the Williams becomes too slow, then the grid will become 18 drivers, and 2 drivers will be knocked out of the league. So we're having more reserve drivers potentially. So depending on how slow the Williams is, they don't will decide. But AMS obviously will go through that with the drivers and the grid shortly after Aaron. But obviously, it's a lot of drama already, and we've only done one league.
Yeah, well, we better get a move on because Love Island does start at 9 o'clock. The dramatic Michael and Joanna recoupling. So F7, Big C, do you want to take us through the order? And
Lordy, if you could stay with us, because we'll get your reaction further down the line when we get you placed into a league. So yeah, on to F7, which is on Thursday nights at 8 PM. And once again, Cablo will be running the show. Cablo doing a great job in the F7 league, and it'll be F7 champion Blue John or Blue Jean adminning the league alongside him, Aaron.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's Cablo, Blue Jean. Where did you get up to again?
Just the first 2 drivers in F7.
Yeah, no, and next up is Siesta Buema. Siesta Buema, my good friend, a good friend to the show, in that league as well, with Poonage Town, Dumlios, Mesclas, The Bomb 1154, and for some reason Siesta Buema is down twice.
Sorry about that. An administrator's error. So yeah, The Bomb, move on to Twanach, El Truco, Widelow Billy, Sabetti, James the Killer, Misharin 21, Swen the Men, LRL Tack, FTRL Foggy, Poggle 2904, Miles 33, and Audio 1998. So that is the 19. We've got 19 drivers in F7. I accidentally put S Boomer 22 down twice. So yeah, that is the 19 drivers for the league in F7. Aaron.
Yeah, a brilliant division. It's a start-up division as F7 for drivers who are new to league racing. It might not be as quick as they'd hope to be, but it's a learning division, and drivers are expected to just take their time to get used to the game. But there are drivers in there who have been part of that league for a while, so it will develop their experience, and I think drivers such as Wide Load Billy will be able to shine on a
after a great I do have to agree, and obviously Blue John is the champion, and he'll be looking to retain his title. But what I think F7 is actually one of our best leagues. There's a good community, a good core of mature racers, and I think Thursday Night Racing, with our new commentary team of Praga and Sondre, I think it's going to be a great league to watch once again, Aaron.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. I don't think there's any more to add on F7, so we'll move straight to F6. Administrated, well, actually it runs on a Saturday at 8 p.m. and it's administrated by LR Speedwood. That's a lovely name. And next on that grid will be Jamie 2905, C-Tice Demon, Matt Romano, as some of you may know him as, a proud commentator who commentated in various leagues last season, including the Graveyard Shift in F2. Who's next, Big C?
Yeah, so we've got Duo Finn, the legendary Duo Finn, overtook me on the last lap in one of my early races on F1 2012 in the league. TMC Corby, Jamie Morris, Little Romanino, Awesome Dude, Mr. Stim, Frunky, JRD's bot, JMR 1704. Then we've got 4 new drivers: Rowan, Maximus, Nexus Clone, and
that's this one. You know when you get hard PSNs to read out, they're tricky. But this one, Khalif Falk 99. Wow, there we've got.
Yes. So, yeah, sorry guys. I mean, we just obviously had a funny moment a few minutes ago, and it's just making me laugh still. So yeah, that's the grid for F6. I'm just going to read you through it again. So it's LR Speedwood, Jamie, C-Tice Demon, Joe Finn, TMC Corby, Jamie Morris, Kick Lordy, Little Romanino, Awesome Dude, Mr. Stim, Frunky, Jardee Spot, JMR 1704, Rowan, Maximus, Nexus Clone, and Califab 99.
Yeah, I mean, me and Big C were like Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield on this morning. Can't stop laughing. Such is the chemistry between us. We do apologise for the laughter, and we will continue with the
well, we don't need the
placements.
laughter in the background either, so can we cut it out?
No, I understand. F6, lovely grid, slightly depleted, but you know, as is to be expected on a Saturday night. You know, people want to go out, they want to chill, they want to watch the X Factor, Big C. They want to see Simon Cowell tell people they're not good enough. But loads of these drivers on the grid will be hoping that they would be good enough for a promotion in the future. The next league, Big C, is F5, which runs Sundays at 8 p.m. and will be administrated by Admin of the Year onto the podium, and alongside him will be lead director Håkan Berger.
Yeah, so a lot of experienced older men on the F5 grid, but it looks like a great league spin. So yeah, with Håkan onto the podium, it's Mr. Grumpy, Simo, Warren Haig, Betrayer, Cheetah, ERT Bliss, Frizzo Stoke returns after his infamous crash in Australia in season 19 where he celebrated the line, Josh 9867, X Rossi 21, Viking Steven 7, who admitted in the league last season with Leon. Big credit to those two guys for continuing their work over the last couple of seasons, and F5's now a well-established league. Reptilian 23, which was Chicken Owns, J Carty 23, KK Kian, LK Ushin 38, Compton Scatter, Ozo Never Miss, LR Cooper, and TBSEN _. So that is the F5 grid, and you know, it's a really, really experienced grid. A lot of clean, good races. I think that's probably a league that you'd love to race in, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd absolutely go in there within a heartbeat and, you know, tear all of them up into pieces. You know, it's just a brilliant grid. It's got a great sense of community. You know, prestigious drivers in the PSGL grid. You know, experienced drivers, legendary drivers. You know, such as Mr. Grumpy. You've got Warren Haig, who's been a mainstay in that league for 7 years. You've got Jim Betrayer. You know, Betrayer 46, father of 3. This man has been racing time and time after again, year after year, and he truly is part of the furniture. You know, a former league director, and we admire Betrayer quite a lot in PSGL for the things that he does. You know, very respectable racer. You know, you got Cheetah, a former PSGL champion. It's just a grid that's full of maturity. Is F5.
Yep, it's a really good grid, a really well put together, and unfortunately we actually don't have any commentators lined up for the F5 grid, so hopefully we can get a deal over the line on Sunday nights at 8 PM. But here it's now for our mid-tier on the Sunday night, and it's changed.
Before we go to the mid-tier, Big C, before we go to the mid-tier F5, if people do want to commentate on a league, you know, if we've got commentators out there, you know, who want to stream, well, F5, well, that would be the pick of the bunch for me. You know, if there's any league that, you know, if I wanted to commentate on F5, you know, you've got the experience there, you've got the prestige, you know, you've got to go for it. You know, if you're interested, let us know. You know, message Big C on Twitter.
Yep, thank you, Aaron. So yeah, F5, a great league, a well put together league, but now it's time for F4. It used to be the experience league, but I think now it's got faster, it's got younger, and we've got some fine men in charge of the F4 league this time. It's now Lordy, MK, and Dre Bay admitting the F4 league for season 23, Aaron.
Phenomenal pairing. You know, coming up is now Powdy. He's been announced in F4. You know, a former driver used to race in the F1 league, and he'll be joined by Black Phoenix and Blue Mosquito, very experienced driver, a former F1 champion. People might not know this, but Blue Mosquito won the F1 title in season 4 of the championship. You know, that's how good Blue Mosquito used to be, and he still is great. He's lost a bit of pace, but he hasn't lost his racecraft. And Big C, we've got Jaruru NL, and we've also got Game Freaker 1, a former F1 driver, also known as Woot Varese. And Big C, who have we got coming up?
Yeah, we've got Lars, who will be remaining in the league. He was very impressive in the evaluation race, but we decided to keep him in F4, but he's decided he doesn't have the time to commit to be admin. So once again, thank Lars for his work last season. So he'll be in F4 along with Seba. Jack Tyler makes a move up to F4 after finishing second in F5 last season. Shoaib Zafar, Aaron, a man you know very well, is also in F4 along with Zexor, aka Sondre. PSGL's youngest ever race winner at 10 years of age, LRL Leroy, is also in F4. Alongside Lux 04 Mark. Mark was also one of the star performers in the evaluation races, overtaking CC Brain in the first stint on the soft tyres here. And so, yeah, Mark, very impressive. A good upcoming young talent. Also in F4 is F1 Sophie, Aaron, as you can finish off F4 for us, please.
That's fine. We've got SSR Phoenix. We've got LR Archie. You know, new sign-ups. We've got Roscoe E Dodger 09. We've got Jack Pine. I don't know if he's related to Nick Pine in any way, but we've got Jack Pine in F4, and we've got Ferrari Guy 24. A brilliant grid, you know, full of talent, and you know, drivers that stand out there: Dre Bay, Powdy, Blue Mosquito, Lordy, Game Freaker. You know, you've got Jack Tyler there. You've got to send your love to Jack Tyler, but we're sending our love also to Dre Bay, a loyal man on the streams, and definitely Shoaib Zafar, Big C. Oh, that driver. Fantastic.
Yeah, he does indeed, and thankfully we've got Lordy, the new admin. He's been on PSGL for so long, many years, since F1 2013. Lordy, are you with us?
Yeah, I am.
And Lordy, obviously you've just heard the grid read out. You're admining the league for the first time ever. You know, what is your reaction to the grid, and you know, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, of course so. It's going to be great. We've got some fresh faces like Jack Tyler, like you say. We've also got some returning faces like, you know, Blue Mosquito. So mixed bag of grid. It's going to be great, and thank you for the opportunity. I do appreciate it. I think it's been a long time coming, but I've finally shown the commitment to the league. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and Lordy, just very quickly, you're reigniting an old rivalry with someone you used to race against 7 years ago. in another league, and his name is Shoaib Zafar. And how would that rivalry, come into play in F4? Is he the man that you really want to beat, for old time's sake?
Yeah, me and Shoaib got on quite well, especially back in the day. Probably a bit distant ever since we joined GL, but no, he's always been a fair racer, especially back in the day. I think internet has let him down in certain circumstances, which is just you can't help it. So it's just unfortunate. But no, I think I've got my eye on a few other targets this year. Probably F1 Sophie. We've been practicing a lot together, so she's clean, and I wanna beat her. I wanna beat her.
And Lordy, on F1 Sophie, there's been obviously I hear a lot of rumours, being around the block and all that jazz. Yeah, there's been rumours that you and Sophie are looking to team up. Is that something that you want to pursue, perhaps, into the coming season?
Well, was Flying Chrome, I heard, is not in the F4 roster, so it could be a possibility. Obviously, I won't disclose any information yet after, rumours have been spread. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. She's clean, she's quick, and she's competitive. So can't ask for much more.
And Sophie's just put no chance, Lordy, for you beating her. So a good competitive rivalry there already, Ian.
Yeah, a fantastic rivalry there. So there we have it from Lordy Boy, who's going to exit the stream very shortly. A former F1 race winner and a constructors winner as well. A very competitive driver. Lasted 100 races in the PSGL F1 League. Did Lordy Boy, now admin in F4. What a man. Now, Big C, we get to crunch time, to F3, and I'm looking at this grid now, and there's some talent in it, there is a lot of talent in it, and I think it's only right, Big C, that you take us through the running order.
I have to say, this is the best F3 grid that I think I've ever seen. It's just night and day compared to what we've seen before. So announcing the admins for the F3 League. Firstly, we have Flying Chrome, one of our best admins. We went through a lot on F1 2018 here, and as you know, managing the F2 League. So
obviously undermined on certain occasions, but Flying Chrome, F3 League admin, former F2 League admin. This man just keeps coming back for more. We absolutely love him.
So moving on, the second admin, the former F1 driver ILRT Leon. So Leon moves from F1, having finished 6th last season, into the F3 League, and he's been really struggling for his pace, but I have confidence that over time he will slowly get back to the pace. So here, and it's Flying Chrome and Leon admin league. Then we have league director AMS, also in F3, moving from F1 to F3. So we've got Chrome, Leon, and AMS. But let's not stop there, guys. Let's not stop there. We've got another F1 driver, and it is two-time winner on F1 2018, Abby Oden. So it's Abby Oden with AMS and Leon in F3, Iran.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. But we will come back onto that in a moment. The shocks are not over yet. We've got Sam Bam Kidd joining them, a former F1 driver as well. And we've got another former F1 driver. And yes, guys, he is the Rawalpindi Express. It's Oogie Azim joining the likes of Sam Bam Kidd in F3 with ZR Mercedes, Dark Bolt 9999 and Choose Moose, or Tusmus as he's known as, former F1 driver as well. And who's up next, Big Steve?
Yeah, we have Fran, who was one of the star performers, so not Francis, Jessica, Fran Ear. So Fran Ear is also in F3. Then we have Tom AJ. So yeah, Tom AJ joins that, just host of top quality drivers. So the F3 is stacked. We also have FRL Panda, Samuel the Pito, LRL Brett, Brandon Glover, the reigning F6 champion, Airstrike 900, F3 YLHD, Nexus Nibru, Nexus Cajos, and SSR Opiolo. So that is the F3 grid, Ian.
Yeah, and you know what? We've still got half an hour on the clock, and we might as well talk about this league for just a couple of minutes. Wow, you've got people like Abby Oden, AMS, Leon, moving down to F3, and Big C just showed that certain drivers just don't have that longevity in that top tier division, like we did. How many seasons did I last? I lasted 14 seasons in the top tier, and I tell you what, I could have done 3 more. but 14 was enough for me. But these drivers who drop down now is a test of character. Will they have that commitment? Will they have that passion to get back to their former glory days?
Yeah,
Big C,
yeah, Aaron. I think there's been a lot of reaction in the chat to some of the drivers, the big names in F3, but people have been put there on performance, not on history. They deserve to be in F2. They might have won races on previous games. They might have been in F1 in previous games. What is irrelevant now? We've judged them on their pace on this game and where they fit in to our tier system. But to be fair, I think F3 is as close to F2, or but it's basically F2A. Then we've got F2B. I think that's how we can look at it in season 23, Aaron.
Yeah, and I'm just going to see whether we can get a word from Leon Bentley. Leon Bentley moving down from F1 to F3. One of the stars of the F1 division. You just wonder how these people feel. You just wonder how they feel, dropping down. And he is on his way.
Yeah, he's got several accounts, so it's I don't know which one. But yeah, while we're just waiting for Leon to join, I'll just run through that F3 grid once again because it's of such quality. So it's Flying Foam and Leon as the admins, AMS, Abiodun, Sabam Kid, Ugi Azim, ZR Mercedes, Dark Bolt, Tuzmuz, Franir, Tom AJ, FGRL Panda, Sam DePito, LRL Brett, Brandon Glover, Airstrike 900, F3YL HD, Nexus Nebro, Nexus Cajos, and SSR Opiolu.
Yeah, phenomenal grid there. We're just going to read out what some of the people are saying in the chat. CC biting his nails. We don't know which division he's going to end up in. You've got people like Wame saying, yes, I can actually race in PSGL. And yeah, what a grid, says Flying Foam.
Yeah, I have to agree. And Gay points out that the third tier is stronger than most leagues' top tier, and yeah, like I keep saying, on paper it looks quick, but to be honest with you, I don't think it's that quick. It's not as quick as, let's say, if it was on F 2018, yeah, but it's a new game, it's a new era, and they're in F3 for a reason. And Leon has joined us. Yeah,
Leon, great to have you here. You're racing in F3 on Sunday nights. Is it a bit of a shock for you to be demoted from F1 to F3? Can you just tell us how you feel?
I've kind of a pleasure being back in F3, especially with Throne. So I did say a long time ago, I believe it was in an FP stream, that my dream teammate would be Throne. So we can eventually have that dream partnership. But no, I'm not really shocked that I've gone down to F3. At the end of season 22, I wanted to try a different challenge, so I switched to no assists. And I just really haven't got up to speed with it yet. Hoping I can improve, but I think F3 for season 23 will do.
And Big C, I know you've got something to ask him, but please.
Obviously, Leon, there's been a lot of rumours. The F1 Com2 role is up for grabs. Is that something you're pushing for, or are you just waiting to see, if there's any other deals being done?
I wouldn't mind it. There's been some brilliant commentators in the past, and I won't mind being on the list of F1 commentators. Yeah,
and just quickly, Leon, you're adminning the league. Have you got any eyes on teammates, and who would you say your early pick for the title is?
The grids, as you said, is very, very competitive. I can't really put a guess on anyone at the moment. I don't think I'm going to win it. But as teammates-wise, I think I've already got one sorted, and that would have to be Froome.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. And we've also got a nice comment from, obviously, legendary PSGL commentator Gaming Animal. He says he thinks it's Leon's time to comment on PSGL F1. So nice endorsement there from Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Hopefully it will be, but it's not my decision.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Leon, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And obviously, we wish you the best luck in F3, and maybe one day we can, share the same circuit. Maybe when I move down to F3 in a few seasons' time. So, hopefully, best of luck.
I'll see you next season then.
Thanks for that. So yeah, thank you, Leon.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, I think we're getting to the business end of the evening.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, 25 minutes to 9. and we've taken the decision that we're going to move on to the F1 League before doing F2, Aaron.
Yeah, and the reason why we've done that is to build a bit of suspense, to add a bit of heartbreak to drivers who may miss out on the top tier. We want to break hearts. We want to feel the emotions that certain drivers have. Should they not make the cut, or should they make the cut? You just don't know where you're going to end up. We've got so many, former F1 drivers who've missed out, such as Leon, AMS, and Abby Oden. But now, Big C, you're going to tell us who's made the cut.
Yeah, and Aaron, I think it's only right that you say who's in F1 as the first name.
Yeah, no, I will do. We're talking about the 7-time champion, creeping up to my race record of most starts. I'm on 171, and I think Big C's on 165 or something of that sort. He's on his way, but it is Big C who will line up on the F1 grid once again, the 7-time champion, just to repeat that. And Big C, he'll be joined alongside another champion, also administrating the league. It's Ash Best 122. And Big C, who's next?
Yeah, so Ash Best and myself will be admin the league once again, but in third, probably the most complete driver we've ever had in PSGL. It is, of course, VSR Blizzard, the 2-time PSGL champion. He's unstoppable, no flaws, no mistakes. VSR Blizzard was just faultless. Aaron, who's number 4?
Number 4 is F1 Gamer 62. Is that Gamer the best?
Yep, it is indeed.
Lovely, jubbly, and Big C. Who's 5th?
Number 5th, it's the TikTok king, of course. It's Odems. It's VSR Marquezes. He struggled in the evaluation races, but there's no doubting that man's raw ability. And obviously, the league needs celebrities. We need big names of the community. And Aaron, that is why Odems is also in the league. A big name, but also on his day, a top driver. Number 6, Aaron.
Number 6, he's a friend of the stream, one of my good friends, a pleasure to admin in F2, a former F2 champion, an F1 race winner at Brazil. It's VSR Lambo, a good friend, Lambo. Brilliant stuff there. Is that he is the 6th driver who joins the F1 grid for next season.
Moving on to number 7, the season 20 champion, ILRT Louis. So Louis is back. He looks faster. He looks better than ever before. And can we see Louis take the challenge to Blizzard, which he failed to do time and time again on the last game, Aaron? So number 8, please.
Number 8, it's Jay Chitex, a former F2 driver. He raced an F2 last season.
F2 champion.
Was he the champion?
Yeah, he was indeed.
F2 champion. So he joins the grid now. That could be quite fruity. Big C, who's number 9?
Yeah, number 9, the Flying Scotsman, Lee Finley. So Lee Finley back in F1 here, and he had some difficult times, but he's a fan favourite, and in the evaluation races he was outstanding, setting the 2nd fastest race pace of anyone. So Lee Finley, number 9 in the F1 league. Yeah,
and number 10, Big C, it's Ebe Francis. It's Ebe Francis. Oh, it's a brilliant driver, another Scotsman, and it's brilliant to have him on the grid. Brilliant, fantastic.
Yep. Next up, number 11, making the move from F2 into the F1. The F2 runner-up from season 22. It is the gamer Paco. So welcome to F1, Paco. We hope you do well, and I look forward to racing you this season, Aaron.
Yeah, brilliant,
okay.
Brilliant.
You want me to...
And who's next?
Yeah, number 12, another German. It's a new German in the F1 league, setting the best race pace of anyone, finishing 4th in F2 last season, but he's been outstanding in many other leagues. It's N Olafa. So Olafa is the 12th driver in the F1 league, Aaron.
Yeah, and he will be joined by Chiff Chaff 77. Chiff Chaff 77, also known as who, Big C?
Yeah, VGI8 Falcon. So Chiff Chaff, outstanding pace on his day. Nearly has as many bans as Bakers and TJ, but I think he's turned a new leaf and he looks on points. So moving on to
On
the
fleek.
on fleek indeed. So number 14, and it is LR_Sparks. So yeah, Sparks was very, very impressive in F3 last season, and now he's made the move up to the F1 League after finishing third behind Lee and Gamer in his valuation race. So Aaron, that's Sparks is number 14.
Yeah, so just to repeat, Big C there, LR Sparks is number 14. Number 15, and he's new to PSGL, it's Decky01. Decky01, number 15. Wow.
Yeah, Decky, another German, so it's good to see Decky on the grid. Aaron, number 16 for us, please.
Number 16 is Onyx Mer. Onyx Mer joins the grid in F1, a new addition to the F1 grid. Formerly raced in what division, Bitsy? Was it F2?
Yeah, he was there for 1 or 2 races, but I think since then he's gone into other leagues and he's just dusted himself down and improved a lot, gone to no assists. So I think Onyx should be a good addition to the league. So that's the 16th driver in the F1 league. Number 17, it's the one. It's the only, it's Cherry 2 Pie. The FP Challenge Cup champion will be in the F1 League again after having a shocking season 21. Now, on to number 18. Number 18, the season 21 British Grand Prix race winner. He took a break, but he's back. He's from Ireland. It's KB Killer Zone. So KB is back in the F1 League with Cherry 2 Pie, Aaron.
Yeah, it's a brilliant addition, Big C. Now read out number 19 for us.
Yeah, Aaron, it is formerly known as TTG Po Ganan, Aaron.
Yeah, so we've got the Sri Lankan spin specialist who joins the grid. A fantastic addition there. TTG Po, that is a brilliant sign up there in 19th, you know, the penultimate driver to actually place himself on the grid. And you know, Big C, we've got 2 people in this party who will be eager to know who's going to be the 20th driver to be placed in the league. It might be one of them, it might be none of them, we just don't know. But Big C, I'm going to announce the last driver to sign up and to be placed in the PSGL F1 League.
Yeah, just
what
wait.
am I waiting for?
I just need to explain. Obviously, the 20th spot was very difficult to decide. Obviously, we base our decision on evaluation races, but we also take into consideration some past form and also whether he signed up on time, and obviously whether we feel this driver has the speed to improve or has the speed at other circuits. So that's why we've decided on this driver. In the evaluation race, he didn't really perform to his ability, but we feel he deserves another shot and he will fit right at home in PSGL F1, Aaron.
Yeah, and that driver is none other than ILRT Lickle. So ILRT Lickle is the last driver to line up on the PSGL F1 grid, and the reserve driver for that division will be Bugatti 030629. And now, before we go into that grid, Big C, let's get live reaction from Lickle Blocks, who's made the cut.
I don't know what to say really. Had an absolute terrible race, but luckily I've managed to prove myself in the past, so that's just about saved me. But I'll continue to sweat and try to improve and get back up to where I know I can show my pace what I've had before.
Phenomenal stuff. You truly deserve it, and some may say some people put in a good word, you know, from under the grave.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Aaron. Obviously we're very tight for time, so can we just move on with any more interviews that you do?
No, we will do. Just going to get a quick word here from Cam Anderson, Cherry 2 Pie, who's made the cut. We've heard from him before, but he's got his dream division, and it's PSGL F1. Cherry, just very quickly, you've got 30 seconds. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm obviously quite happy, but I'm a little bit gutted for CC Brain. Obviously, didn't make it into it, and he was very puzzled in the party, but obviously pleased for myself here.
Yeah, and you know, we've also got Cliffy here, you know, aspiring to be in PSGL F1, missed the sign up, missed the bus, missed the train, and he has not made it onto the F1 grid as he would have hoped. The Croydon Clown, Cliffy, you know, just sum up how you feel about that news.
Well, I mean, Big C pretty much said it in a nutshell the other day that if I can make F2 and it gives me time to practice. I mean, Big C knew the circumstances as to the why I decided to join, and yeah, I'm happy for Edward. Hopefully, he can bring the fight to the top guys in F1.
I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as we can hear some ecstaticness there, from everyone in the interviews. But thank you for taking your time out of your day to speak to us. But Big C, before we move on to F2, or do you want to move on to F2? And then
Yeah, Aaron, I just want to reply to a few comments. That's all, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to. Obviously, people are saying that there's certain drivers such as Sparks doesn't deserve a spot in the F1 league. Well, considering how good he was in F3 last season and how he outpaced the likes of TTG Poe, Decky and other drivers who've got into the F1 league. It's a bit disrespectful coming from drivers such as Ollie and Aaron who've achieved nothing in league racing.
Yeah,
and that's why we run the leagues, not them.
Exactly. And can I just add, people like TTG Ollie think, they expect things on a plate. It doesn't work like that. In F2, my last season in F2, I finished 4th in the standings. He finished 18th with 4 or 5 points. He's got no leg to stand on with that one, I'm afraid.
The guy just crashes on a weekly basis. The less said about him, the better. I think a bit of respect to drivers who have achieved more and are better than him. I think if it's Blizzard dishing out a few comments, you can accept it, but not drivers like Ollie. So let's move on to F2, shall we, Aaron?
Yeah, we'll move on to F2. Administrated by LR Praga, used to race in F4, and he'll be joined by TTG Jack, also known as TTG Squeezy, am I right?
Yeah, correct, Aaron, that is correct. So yeah, Squeezy is an F2, lacking motivation, according to Brother Lambo.
Yeah, and he'll be joined by the Croydon Clown, Cliffy 7765, who'll be racing on Mondays at 7 p.m. And we've also got CC Brain in that division as well, former F1 driver who's made the drop down, and Big C, who's next.
Yep, so yeah, the Croydon Clown and CC Brain in the league. Also Mark SBAMK, along with, I'm going to miss him a lot from the F1 league. He offered a lot. His personality, he's just a great guy. But yeah, Maxi Luca Iran is not in the F1 league anymore. He will be in F2 along with Lewis 1104, TTG Ollie, Jay Fletcher, and Iran Greeny LFC is back for more.
Lovely jubbly. He'll be joined by Samster F1, Glock 4495, Skeven, former F1 driver, LR Lawmans F1, and Big C, we've got some new names here.
Yeah, Walmart 395, Will Murdoch, your mate Lego Minecraft's back, LR Nick 118, then LR Lewis, that laggy person who finished second in F4, so from F4 to F2 for Lewis.
Yeah, LR Lewis Raybold returning back to the F2 grid. First featured in the F1 League back in Season 5 where he made his debut. So he's back for more after a 7-year hiatus. But that's F2 for us, a solid grid, and a lot of drivers will be fighting to prove their worth, or, fighting not to, drop down to F3. So Lego Minecraft, my good friend in the F2 league, hardly a friend with the way he was, when I was a league admin. But Big C, that F1 grid, it looks tasty.
It does indeed. I think for the first time in a long time, there's no weaklings. There's gonna be 10 drivers not scoring points in Australia, and there's gonna be a lot of big names missing out, and there's gonna be a lot of tears as we've now got over 1,000 comments here.
Yeah, loads of tears, loads of laughter, loads of joy, but it is a tightly filled grid. And just talking about some of the additions, TTG Poe, it just continues that tradition of having an Asian driver in the top tier. You've had HD, you've had Manav, you've had myself,
Shoaib Zafarsi, you've had a few races. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. HD though was there for 8 seasons, but now you've got TTG Poe. That is going to be a brilliant addition.
Yeah, and I think that's the tiers, that's the placements, and I don't think there's much more left to say here. And I don't know if you've got anything to say before I close out with a few words.
I've not got anything to say at the moment, Big C. Just let me know what your words are.
Yeah, so obviously, it's been a big few weeks for PSGL. We continue to get bigger and better, and the tiers are looking great, and hopefully the racing replicates that. Hopefully there's a lot of clean, a lot of fair racing. But yeah, obviously thanks for the support tonight. We've had a record viewers, record comments, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. In terms of the tiers that we put up on Twitter, I think Fish has been doing it throughout the stream, and also they'll be on the forum. And obviously over the next few days we'll be sorting out group chats, teammates, and all that good stuff. But obviously please liaise with your league admin, not myself. So whoever's your league admin, please speak to them if there's any inquiries. But I think that's where we are done and dusted here. I think that's the place.
See, I've got something to add.
Oh.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow PSGL on Twitter. But you know, for those of you who are heading off, it's time to switch on ITV2 for the flak attack for Love Island, who will be recoupling with Michael and Joanna. Find out after the stream.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support, and yeah, we'll see you on the track very soon with pre-season with FP tomorrow, and obviously the season kicking off on the 23rd to the 29th in Australia, then finishing in October in Abu Dhabi. But for now, have a nice evening and good night.
Good night.